Fifth grade Excel, lesson number 53. We're going to be looking at union and intersection of sets today. To do that, we're going to look at a Venn diagram. It says the intersection of the circle, triangle, and rectangle results in a set that contains only the numbers that are inside all three figures. Intersection is something where it's in all of them. Here we have the triangle that has these four numbers in it. The circle has these three numbers, but only 2 and 5 are in the triangle and the circle. So the intersection between the circle and the triangle is 2 and 5. But then when we throw the rectangle in here, only the 5 is in all three shapes. So the 5 is the intersection of all of those sets. The union of these same sets results in a set that contains all the items that are inside the three figures. We have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 7. And those are all listed right here. Remember, the union is all the numbers. The intersection is only the number that they all have in common. Now let's take a look at some sets of numbers that don't have shapes around them here. Set A has these numbers, B, set C, and set D. The union of sets A and B, so if we look at these numbers and these numbers, the union results in a set that contains the items in either A or B. So if it's in either set, it belongs in the union. We're taking all the numbers from both of them, throwing them all together. So we have a 0 over here in the A, a 1 in both sets, doesn't have to be in both, it could be in either, a 3 in B, a 4 over here in A, 5 in B, 6 in A, 8 in A, and 9 in B. So you can see these numbers are all the numbers from A and B. Get that cleaned off. All right, the intersection of A and B results in sets that contains items in both A and B. They have to be in both sets. So the numbers 1 and 8 are in both sets. That's called the intersection. A null set, sometimes referred to as an empty set, contains no items. The intersection of B and C result in a null set. So if you look at B and C and you say, what numbers are the same in both of these? There are no numbers that are in both B and C. So we would put parentheses with nothing inside of it. And it says here that the intersection of sets A and C, 0, is not a null set because it contains a 0. So the number 0 is not considered to be a null set or an empty set. It's an actual number, even though it's worth nothing. A little bit confusing, maybe. All right, now we're going to do some problems here. We'll do numbers 1 and we'll do number 3, and then I'm going to have you do 2 and 4 on your own. Use the above sets, A through D, to answer the following questions. So number 1 says, which items are in the union of A and C? A and C. Union means we put them both together, we take all the numbers. So first I'm going to put a parentheses. You go ahead and write this. We have a 0. I'm going to try to do the numbers in order. A 1, the next highest number is a 4, then we're going to do a 6, and then a 7's over here, and then an 8 over here. I've done all these, so now I just list the rest of these here, 10, 12, and 14. Remember, the union is all of the numbers that are in both sets. Which items are in the intersection of A and D? Here's A, here's D. Intersection means it has to be in both. 0 is in both A and D. Is 1 in both? Yes, it is, so we put a 1 there. How about 4? No, there's no 4 over here. How about 6? Yep, there's a 6 in both sets. How about 8? Yes, there's an 8 in both sets. So the intersection of A and D are 0, 1, 6, and 8. All right, pause the video, do numbers 2 and 4. Turn the video back on when you're ready to see the solutions to those. Union of C and D. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this off of here. Make it a little bit easier to see for us. All right, the union of C and D means all the numbers that are in both C and D. We have 0, 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, and 14. You should have listed all those numbers. Intersection of C and D, the numbers that are in both sets. We have a 0 in both. There's no 1, there's no 3, there's no 6 over here. There is a 7. There's no 8, so the intersection is just 0 and 7. All right, go ahead and pause the video, try 5, 6, and 7. Turn it back on when you're ready to see the solutions to these. Okay, the intersection of A and B. Excuse me, remember intersection means has to be in both sets. Is there a 2 over here? Yes, there is, down at the end. So we're going to put a 2. How about a 4? No, there's no 4. Is there a 6 over there? No. 7? No. 8? No. And so the only number that's in both sets is the number 2. All right, the union of B and C. That means you put them all together. If you can see it, you write it. So we have in order the numbers 2, 3, we've got a 5, we've got a 7, an 8, and a 9. Okay, hopefully I got them all. You got to get all the numbers from both of these sets down here. Intersection of B and C. What numbers are in both sets? Well, I see a 2 in both sets. I see a 3 in both sets. Is there an 8? No. Or a 7? No. So 2 and 3 are the intersections. All right, hopefully you got union and intersection today. If you didn't, go back and watch it again. Thanks for watching.